Hello and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop, your one stop for co-op news and playthroughs. I'm Peter and tonight we're playing through Marvel Champions. What's up, Terence?
How's it going? Feels like it's been a while.
It does, but,
Uh,
well, that's because I was at PAX
hasn't.
last week.
Oh yeah.
And
Just
then
like I feel
before
like
that, we
there was a
both had,
break.
before that we both had weird schedules too. So it has been a while since it's been regular. Just you and me. I love playing with Mary, but it's two players is definitely different than three players. That's for sure.
Yep,
Um,
that is definitely longer. Different kind of. You need a little more oomph in your decks and what you're specializing in. But
yes.
uh,
I think it could be fun, but expert also. Expert three player is very different. When we did like Con of Heroes, we did all, standard stuff, which
did we?
doesn't.
I felt like we played expert when you sat down and played with me. All our games were expert.
Oh, well, maybe when I was with you, but when I was with most people, I was playing standard because that was better. So, we are continuing the campaign that we started, but if you weren't with us the other day, don't worry about it. It is not that big a deal. The campaign's actually pretty straightforward here. All you're going to do is if you win the campaign, well, first of all, you can't use the same modulars you used last time. So we'd use sitcom. This time we're using sci-fi, fantasy, and western. Why? Because I thought those were cool. I didn't randomize it. I was just like, all right, we're doing sci-fi, fantasy, and western all together, all at the same time. We'll randomize it again after this. And then you get to keep one of the upgrades you had in play, and you start with your remaining hit points. So that's it for the campaign. So don't worry. If you missed it last time, not a big deal. And we are just going to go on to scenario 2, which is Spiral, though. We got Brent in the audience, by the way. He says, hey, this is great. I have to run all those darn magic events tomorrow night at the portal, so glad you're playing tonight. Yeah, I never thought about that. We actually overlap with Friday Night Magic. I don't know I don't know if that matters.
Well, I feel like we started during the pandemic where that was not a thing.
Yes, yes. I mean, we're not changing now. So, well, although we are changing because it's Thursday night. So we got that going for us.
We did it just for Brant.
Yes, just exactly for Rant. So this is scenario 2, Spiral. The story so far, outstanding, Mojo shrieks with glee. These ratings are through the roof. Spiral, teleport our stars to the next show. My rabid viewers want more, more, more. The screen showing Mojo pans to a dour woman with 6 arms who stands behind him. She begins a bizarre dance, waving her arms about. There's a flash of green energy, and you find yourself in a strange new world. Hovering cameras orbit around you, recording your every move. You feel as if you're on the set of a television program, but the denizens of the show behave as if it's real life, giving new meaning to the phrase reality television. There must be a way out of this madness. Perhaps this teleporter called Spiral is your ticket home. But first, you will have to find her. All right, so we're going to create a show deck out of 3 modular sets, and I already told you what they were, sci-fi, fantasy, and western. And you're going to be in one of these environments at a time, and you're going to teleport around from environment to environment, trying to find Spiral and defeat her. So she is a teleporter, and you're hoping she can teleport you out of this place. So let's kind of look at how Spiral works. We are using 2 we're starting 2 because we're playing expert. She has 2 sides. She has an escape side and a cornered side. While she is on her escape side, Spiral can't take damage or be stunned, and threat cannot be removed from the main scheme. So you can't thwart either while she's on this side, which could be terrible. When Spiral would attack, she schemes instead. So while she is escaped, she will just run around scheming. When she flips over, she still can scheme if you're on Alter Ego, but she'll attack normally. If there are at least 2 per player teleport counters here, remove all of them and flip Spiral. Force response. After she activates, place a teleport counter here. So she's going to have these teleport counters when she is on her cornered side. Yep. And then if she gets enough of them, she'll flip and escape again. So How do we get her from her escape side to her... the other thing is when you go from level 2 to level 3, she stays on whatever side she was on, which will obviously be cornered because you can't damage her when she's on escaped. So she will stay there, so you at least get to do some damage to the new side. We got one side scheme, we got one main scheme, and we got one of these show settings, and we'll talk about that. All right, so we got across the Mojoverse. If you want to return home, you need to help the help of the teleporting sorceress Spiral, but she will need some convincing. Force interrupt. When the show environment would be discarded, place it on the bottom of the show deck, so you have a separate deck for just the show cards. There's a card in here called Cornered, which is what you're looking for to get her to flip. If the stage is complete, the players lose the game. So not a lot of wiggle room with that. It is literally you're done. You're donesies. So Spiral is hiding in one of the numerous television programs Mojo is producing. Permanent. After the last threat is removed from here, the player who removed that threat reveals the top card of the show deck and places 3 for player threat here. Hero action. You can take 2 damage to remove 3 threat from here. So you want to thwart this down to get you more shows, which will hopefully be the cornered card. It's going to be one of these. We shuffled up randomly at the beginning. And then we've got all 3 of those environment decks in here as well. But what we probably should have done first is talk a little bit about our decks. Holy crud, you took out a lot of cards. All right, Terence, tell me a little bit about your deck.
It's really about like 3 things, I think. Treacheries, which are all the top cards are like treachery tech. So Spider Tingle is kind of the cornerstone of it, of exclusive to Web Warrior, in that you have to have at least a Web Warrior character to take that damage. But it's upgrade, superpower you put into play. When a treachery is revealed, you can cancel it. But you have to basically make that call first to take the damage and gamble that it's a treachery.
Yes.
Which, there are a lot of treacheries in these decks, at least 33% usually, if not higher. And then there's Return the Favor, which is a card that allows you to discard from the top of the deck until you get a treachery. So you can basically guarantee a treachery for Spider Tingle.
Yep.
And then it does count as revealing it, even though you're canceling it. So you get to do that 5 damage. Scarlet Spider, if you name basically a type of card off the encounter deck, so you can combo that with Return the Favor to name a treachery.
Yep.
You can deal damage to Scarlet Spider, then draw a card. When treacheries get resolved, you can put them under Spider Noir to boost his stats. Silk allows me to remove treacheries from the deck when I play her. And then Pinpoint is used to basically cycle Spider Tingle, since it's a an upgrade that goes into play. When I, discard it to cancel the treachery, I can shuffle that back in my deck.
Cool.
So that's all my treachery tech, which is a good number of cards. And the other stuff is just kind of status and like kind of stay alive stuff. So what doesn't kill me is like healing on my hero side plus ready. Perseverance gives me tough when I flip, and Miles likes to flip on both sides because you get Genki Lee and then kind of his alter ego response, allowing him to shuffle cards back into his deck. Flip allows me to throw stuns out really easily for the trade of 1 damage. Miles likes to have the wilds to kind of make up for his signature cards that want specific
resources,
kind of resource icons, and then defensive training allows me to kind of just shuffle more of like Whip, Return the Favor, like kind of any event that I want into my deck as I flip down.
Nice. And you are using Miles. I guess I should have said that first. I'm using Wolverine. And you always start with your Adamantium Claws, but I'm also going to start with my Exoskeleton, which is awesome because it's +1 attack and +4 hit points. So we all like that. I'm just going to go over the basic stuff at the top here. We've got Boot Camp, Combat Training, so boost my attack, boost my allies' attack. And then attack training as well. Well, because I have almost all X-Men allies, will let me give them +1 attack and +2 hit points just to keep them in play a little longer. So kind of get your X-Men out there, keep them around a little longer. You know me, I love allies. But this bottom part is kind of my dealing with scheme, kind of dealing with minions, and then just resources if neither of those things are available at the time. So we got Into the Fray, deals 6 damage for each point of excess damage. remove a threat from a scheme. So that's a little bit of getting rid of big minions, or if they're little, at least let you remove some threat as well. Smash
It is main scheme only.
Yep. Which isn't very helpful, especially without lots of minions here and without lots of things. But 6 damage for 3 cost, which I can just exhaust my claws to pay for, is not terrible either. Smash the problem. Exhaust your hero to remove threat from a scheme equal to your attack instead of your thwarting. Considering I start with 3 attack at the beginning, my 2 base, plus my 1 from my adamantium skeleton. And then if I get combat training, it'll be up to 4. So being able to thwart for 4 doesn't seem like something that's terrible. I have a couple of those in there. I have a couple hand cannons, again, if there's minions in there, or just for the extra damage. And then fusillade, which will let me exhaust my hand cannon or my claws to just add extra damage. And I got 3 of those in there. So, do lots of damage, hit stuff, remove a little bit of threat since neither of us are really thwarters, and go from there. And yes, I only have 39 cards, as does Terence, because again, we get to start with one of our cards in play. All right, so let's get started. Terence, you want to go first or second?
It doesn't matter.
Well, it does, because for thwarting, do you want me to go first? Because I can take lots of damage since I have 14 life and get him to his vulnerable side.
Do you want me to go first then?
Well, this isn't limited, right? I can keep taking 2 damage to remove 3 threat as many times as I want to try to get to the scheme we're looking for. And I heal. But it's up to you. I mean, are you in a good position to do that?
So if I can't damage her, or she also can't be stunned. Okay.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Do you want me to go first? So you can stun, so you can do all that other stuff. All right. So let's go ahead and draw.
I mean, it could just be a stab turn or whatever, right?
Well, after 4 generous play, search your deck and discard pile for X-Men or X-Force support and add it to your hand. It seems pretty good.
I mean, you're for sure tossing into the fray, all right?
Yes. Into the fray is gone. I don't need 2 fusillades. I probably don't need any fusillades right now.
Do you even jump Jubilee?
Well, that's the question. Do I jump Jubilee or Forge? I think I keep Forge.
Well, Forge at least fetches. The plus attack just isn't.
And do I keep
it right now?
Well, it'll be useful in 2 seconds. I'm gonna find it this turn. If I got to take 27 damage to get rid of it, I mean, I got.
All right, then keep her if you want.
But I think Forge is more important to let me ready for the rest of the game. Getting out Utopia early is pretty good. So with that being said, do I hold hand cannon or do I drop that as well? I got a second one in my deck. I think we just go full out, try to get some resources here, and
other setup cards.
Another setup cards, yeah. Well, like X-Jet seems good. Yeah. The rest of this not as good.
You dump in boot camp then? You're not playing that?
I'm not going to be playing it. No. I mean that's a what's the word I'm looking for? Like convenience card, nice to have. And not like if I get it, great.
Like a closer card.
Yeah, if I get it, wonderful. If I don't get it, I mean I just don't expect to get it. All right, so Magic's gone, hand cannon and boot camp, all gone to put in X-Jet. Since you can't use X-Jet, we'll do X-Jet and combat training to put out Forge. I will search for Utopia because that seems like the card I want. And go from there. And I will just hold Utopia for now.
I mean, are you exhausting yourself or your ally?
So that's the question. Do I just thwart for 3 here and then only take the 2 damage once to start? Or do I save up to attack?
I mean, if you pass the turn to me, you can't attack, right? So.
Correct. Now, this is an action. I guess I could theoretically do it on your turn.
Yeah, but I mean, you might as well. If you're going to take the 2 damage, you might as well.
Do the damage or thwart?
Well, you're not going to do damage, right? Are you saying you're going to...
I'm saying I'm going to keep taking damage until we cycle through this deck enough till we get her not cornered.
I mean, what you're going to do, 3 damage if you exhaust, quote unquote? Like
4 damage. between myself and Forge.
Yeah, I just mean for your character, like not exhausting his 3. That's up to you. I don't know if you want to be like tanking a ton of damage, but
I mean, the other benefit is if I take the damage here, then I could also just thwart the main scheme to set us up for future turns. You know what I mean?
sure.
That's the other option. So I'll do that. I'm going to take 2 damage twice. So that's 4 damage to remove 6 threat from this. And then we reveal the top one.
Oh, Forge gets a tough, by the way,
Why does Forge get tough?
because of the setting.
Oh, is that what the setting was? I didn't even read it. Each minion ally gains toughness. Oh, sweet.
So maybe you don't want to use them, right?
Right. Yeah. Actually, that's a really good call.
So
Well,
block twice with them.
that would help make the decision. Each player gets +1 hand size.
Well, not that she attacks yet, but
Well, yes. So I'm going to take 4 more damage and do it again. Corner. All right, so we got it. All right, so let's read cornered. When revealed, flip spiral to her cornered side. Badink, badink. This will cause her, when revealed, text, if any, to resolve. And does she have some? No. Reveal the top card of the show deck. Shuffle this card into the show deck. This effect cannot be canceled. All right. So, each enemy gains overkill. Oh, that's not great. Oh, tough. Yes, that is great. That's totally fine. Force interrupt. When a character takes damage, increase that damage by 1. Oh, that's character. That's any character, including them and us. When revealed, discard.
yeah, I think it also applies to your claws, right? Because you take damage equal, so it's like +1 actually. This card's terrible for you.
Yeah, we'll have to change the setting in a little bit. The sooner the better for that, honestly. All right, I'm gonna thwart for 2. I think. Get the main scheme down a little bit, so
she's at 4, right, on the counters.
She's at 0. After spiral activates, you place a counter on her.
Oh.
After they're 4 on there, goes away.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's the opposite way of what you're thinking right now. All right, so that's gonna be it for me. And let's go to you.
I gankied and drew Perseverance. I think I played Downtime because that's just really good for Miles.
Seems good. Yes. Oh, come on! You're not playing Jefferson Davis? I'm just kidding. You gonna web shooter and Venom Blast? That seems good. You could probably Def Focus and... Oh no, Def Focus is superpower. Sadly.
Yeah. Let's see. So... Yeah, I think I just hold Def, right?
Yeah, probably. So
right,
if
so
you don't
let's
know
do that.
Miles, he's got 2 different abilities. One is Venom Blast, which deals 2 damage and stuns an enemy. The other is Camouflage, which gives Spider-Man the tough status card and confuse an enemy. So this web shot does 4 damage, and then it does the Venom Blast, which again is 2 more damage and a stun. So each of those is increased by 1 because of this, which seems good, right?
Yep. So that's
5?
3 and then a 5, so 8.
Well, it's
total.
5 first, right? And then you do the Venom Blast,
And then
which is
I
3.
will on her. Yeah.
And stun.
And then a stun.
And she can be stunned now, which is good.
Yeah.
And then that...
Do I hit her or do I just thwart? to get
Is
this
your thwart
down?
too?
'Cause yeah, mostly just because we can't thwart the main on the other
Right.
side.
Exactly. That's why I say thwart now while we can, and then we'll focus on... Because my mistake is not thwarting, and then getting messed up on her next stage, right? Like
maybe I swap this. Maybe I hold downtime and put Def Focus in. Just because I could potentially use it as a resource next turn.
That makes sense. Yes. Yep.
If I draw something, right?
Yep, that makes sense. Oh! Brent says, I'll go first. I'm dare you to take 27 damage. I don't know what I'm dare you To take 20. Oh, 20. Oh, because I said I was going to take 27 damage to get this out. Yeah. Clearly not, but I did take 8 damage on turn 1, which seems all right.
Yep.
Reverse Ghost says, who agrees that Western is the harshest, worst show environment? Yeah, it's pretty not great. They get overkill. I mean, if you're an ally hero like I am, it's pretty terrible. Now, the interesting part about this damage is when a character takes damage, increase it by 1. So it doesn't add 1 to their attack per se, which is the interesting part about it. So if they never damage you with their normal attack, including their boost, then they don't get to add the 1 extra damage. But that's semantics. I mean, not really. I mean, it does matter. So since the damage boost also affects consequential damage. Oh, that is true. That's pretty terrible. Well, we'll get rid of Western here in a minute, because we could still do Search for Spiral, even when she's on this side here. Although, if we get screwed and corners on top, it still gets rid of the environment and really doesn't do anything else except for get rid of Wild Mojo. So, yes, I agree with you. Riveresco? I'm going to go with that. Okay, but I am done. I'm going to ready up and draw up. I already have Utopia in, so I only draw 4 cards here. Hey, look at that. I got lots of allies and stuff. All right. We're going to add 2 threat to the main scheme. And then she is going to try to attack me, but is stunned. Now, that does not count as her activating, right? I know we've said this multiple times.
It replaces the activation, so it does not.
So she does not get the counter. All right, I'm going to chump for you with Forge.
Is it a chump if he is tough?
Yes, it's a chump.
I assume the chump implies they die, though, right?
I mean, he's a good chump. He's forgeful.
All right, cards.
Yep. So we'll take our encounter cards. Hey, look, assault. The villain attacks you. Huh.
Do you need me to defend this for you?
I mean, are you good at defending?
No, I have the same stats you do. 2, 2, 2, 2.
I hit harder than you. I mean, I will have.
Question: are you playing Xavier?
Do you want me to?
Well, if you play Xavier, we can get it confused. So you can flip down, right?
That is true. And I heal for 6. So what you're saying is you want me to chump this? Because I can also ready myself after that.
Well, so what? If you take that, you'll go down to 1 health at most? No, you'll die if you get a 3 boost. I'll defend.
I mean, I could defend myself, but that seems really
stupid.
stupid.
Defend?
No. 1 boost. So sadly, you
4?
take 1 damage, which means 2. Right?
Yep.
All right. Thank you for blocking. Or chumping. Hey, long shot! So, long shot is a modular you add in for the campaign as well. Basically, he becomes an ally of yours, which seems good. You put him into play. Here, you could click him on this PIM up here to make him smaller. I don't think he counts against your ally limit, right? So what are his stats? 2-2, which is really good. Piercing doesn't count against your ally limit. When revealed, put him in play under your control. It gains Surge, so you do have to Surge still. And the effect cannot be canceled, which is interesting that it has to say that. Card Shark. After Card Shark attacks you, discard 3 cards from your deck. I mean, it's not in front of me.
Take indirect damage, which seems terrible. With,
Wild West. Well, that's the thing. It is a wild. By the way, this art is hilarious, and the fact that it's a Card Shark. All he does is swim.
He looks so happy.
Yes. All he does is swim and eat and win at cards. So, yeah.
Good thing we're playing a card game.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So you are first. I mean, it's kind of a me problem, but I might need your help. Because you can do...
You want Shadows Gone?
3. Yes, I would like Shadows Gone, please. Yes, please, and thank you. It's the last thing we need right now. You could do 3 damage to Card Shark with Long Shot, and then my 4 damage would be enough to kill him. Which seems like a thing that we could do. So, when Silk comes in play, you get to search the encounter deck for Treachery and discard it. Shadows of the Past, bye. So, everybody drink. I know it's a work night. You can drink. You can have 1 drink. Not that I'm encouraging that. Oh, you're flipping? Actually, you could just flip
Yeah,
Card
I'll
Shark.
just flip both of them, right? But I take 2 damage for that. That sucks.
Do we want to get rid of this first? Oh, I don't know that we can.
Yeah. I'll flip down next turn.
I will chump with Forge for you if you need me to.
And then I'll hold downtime so I can potentially heal up.
You have Genki, by the way. Did you want to? Are you flipping down?
No, I wasn't gonna cycle. I think you need it more than me, right?
I mean, I heal too. Don't forget, automatically. And I do have a chumper here.
I mean, do you want me to flip down?
Who do you think it's better for? I think with Genki Lee, it's better for you, right? And then you definitely put downtime in.
Yeah, I definitely would put downtime in.
Unless you get something even better with Genki.
Are you confusing?
I am. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it. I mean, I'll have Silk as a chump too.
Wait, did you stun both of them? I thought you were stunning both.
Yeah, I
of them.
stunned both of them.
Oh, but we just did not bother. We thought that was a minor detail for them both to be stunned. So what are you doing? You're going to hold Silk, I assume, right?
Yeah, so downtime. Not going to play downtime. Oh, you mean, yeah.
I mean, you're not going to do anything with Silk. She's
No,
probably more
just 'cause I want her
valuable as a
alive.
chumper
A chomper.
than 1 life or whatever. Or that 1 damage or whatever she would do.
Yep. But he does have 3, right? Because of long shot.
Correct.
Yeah, so you don't even have to kill him this turn. He has a stun.
Yep. So beginning of my activation, I do heal for 2. Then I am definitely putting Utopia in. 1. Oh, can I put Utopia and Professor X in? I can't.
Yeah.
What's
You can't?
What's my other resource? Huh. So that's fine. I mean, that just means I can't do 2 things. I can only do 1. I mean, I still put Professor X in and I just hold Utopia, right?
Sure.
So 1.
We just have chumps all across the board.
I mean, or do I not put Utopia in and I put attack training? Well, no, that doesn't really help anything, does it? Because I get this X Jet. All right, so 1, 2.
I think the benefit of Professor X is mostly that's 2 activations where tokens don't get put on Spiral.
Oh yeah. No. We're definitely putting Professor X in to confuse there. And Thwart for 3 as well, which isn't the worst thing ever.
Yeah, off main,
so
right?
1, 2, 3 off main. I mean, we could get this closer to not jobbing.
You just whack them?
I whack the boss.
Yeah.
4?
Yeah, just buy another turn on Spiral with the whip.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, no reason not to take advantage of that.
Well, I guess we don't really have chumps because they have overkill, which kind of blows.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still 2 life, right? 2 less damage?
Yeah. Professor X has 1 health left.
Oh, yeah, I'm not worried about that. Oh, well, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yes, that does matter, actually. Hey, I finally got a double resource. And combat training, which seems good. And Berserker's Frenzy. Which also seems not terrible. And Fusillade, which seems good. And Utopia, which also seems good. Got some cards.
Yeah, honestly, the stun's pretty good because it allows you to just heal up, right?
What does what?
Oh, just having stuns and stuff.
So stuns and confuse. Yeah. No, absolutely. No, definitely not sad. All right, so we're adding 2 to the main scheme. We are going to then have him try to scheme against you, but he's confused. Or her, I'm sorry. She tries to attack me, but she's stunned.
Oh, Card Shark does scheme for 1, by the way.
Why is that?
Because I'm an alter ego.
Oh. Well, we didn't think that one through, did we? Well, that just means
it's just like yet another turn you don't have to deal with them, right?
That's true. That's one less problem without you. Although we got to take care of him before that. Although I'm gonna have 4 attack in a second anyway. Actually, maybe what we do is hold off until I get that overkill card that lets me thwart also, which seems good. Although it won't be much. It'll only be 2 extra thwart, but it is what it is. Okay, so go ahead and draw your encounter card. Hey.
Oh.
That's a blob. Well, there's the thing.
Blob 3.14. It's like pi.
Can only take 2 damage from each attack. That's awful, by the way. Spiral Sword. Spiral gets 3 counters. Spiral gets +1 attack for each sword counter on this card. If Spiral is in her cornered side, spend 2 fists resources to remove 1 sword.
Are you like super sad right now? Send cards from the top of your discard pile.
And it didn't have to be. I forgot about that because I could have used the X-Jet last turn.
I mean, you didn't know that attachment's coming up, right?
I mean, yes.
That is really expensive to get that down, by the way.
And it's +3 attack right now.
Yep.
I mean, it's certainly really expensive when I'd have to spend combat training and Utopia as my 2 things to get it down. That doesn't seem good at all. So what we have to do is get rid of this card. We have to. I mean, even if we get
I will stun.
Oh, you're stun the boss?
Yeah, come on.
All right, so we got to get rid of this. All right, so first things first, Professor X.
He only can take 2, so you kind of just like need to peg at him, I think.
I mean, honestly, you're better plinking at him than I am. Well, we'd both lose our allies here.
Until you get rid of Wild Mojo, I guess.
So the question is, do we care about getting rid of Wild Mojo?
Unsure.
All right. Well,
I mean, it would. It'd be hilarious if she never got off of cornered. Like, this is it, and we just killed her.
I mean, honestly, you could kill her pretty quickly. I have gotten none of my attack cards, so that means they're all coming out in 2 seconds. The only problem is I don't want to be on Wild Mojo. I mean, she's taking more damage too. It's not just us that's taking more damage.
Are you dropping Berserker Rage? Or are you dropping Combat Training?
I think I'm dropping Berserker Rage because he's never going to attack me, right? Is that what our goal is here?
I mean, it is a plan. It depends on how much you trust my card draw.
I mean, I can't Fusillade either, by the way.
Yeah, you can't Fusillade.
So I could just
I mean, you could Fusillade, you could play it, you could hard cast it, but...
Are you going to stun this turn?
Yes.
What does it say? After Wolverine takes any amount of damage from an enemy attack. I mean, the question is, do I put that down this turn and hold combat training? Because I'd take overkill damage from Forge. Blocking for me. A Forge could thwart. Yeah, because he's going to do 2 plus a boost. Plus, automatically 1 more.
Well, I mean, she's hitting for 5 plus a boost. Come on.
Oh. Crap. So, what are we going to do about that? Are we flipping down?
Are you flipping down?
Well, if you want me to flip down, I'm not Berserker Frenzying. That's for darn sure. So is that...
but you can hold it. You can hold Berserker Frenzy, right? You have X-Jet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that the call? Is to...
I think that's the call. Like, who wants to take a freaking 5 plus boost attack?
All right, so we're using X-Jet and Fusillade to put in combat training. So now I'm attacking for 4. And we'll just do that, which is 5. Or did you want me to thwart? I think I don't thwart, right? Or do we want me to start working on this stupid thing?
It's fine either way.
I mean, we'll have to get rid of this at some point.
I mean, do I just burn Silk and just do 2 damage?
I mean, I could do the same thing with Forge. Like, I don't mind doing that. If we don't...
I mean, with like Wild Mojo out, like...
Alright, I'm doing it. Go ahead. 2 damage.
Right? Like...
Now, Forge takes the extra damage too, but yes. And then... Did I heal 2 at the beginning of this round?
You did.
Okay. I'm going to flip down then.
Okay. I will play Jefferson Davis to remove 1 threat off of main.
Oh, did you already do that?
No, it should.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else here, so I should probably heal, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Get up to 9. Flip up.
Ooh, Night Nurse.
Yep. Thwip.
2 stuns?
I take 2. Yeah, 2 stuns.
I mean, seems good.
Oh, man. It is really bad for Spider Tingle.
What is?
Just the freaking wild mojo. Because that's 2 damage every time I guess for it.
I mean, you could put it out and not guess for it. You know?
Let's kill Silk.
That puts this up to 4.
And then, yeah, I mean, I guess I put Spider Tingle out over Night Nurse and hold Night Nurse probably.
That's your decision.
I think it's the right one.
I mean, I'm done discarding Night Nurse. Because stuns suck. And Confuse sucks.
Yeah.
Wasteland says, you guys are streaming a day early. Yes, we are, because...
Of Brent. Not really.
Not because of Brent. No, because you've got something tomorrow night, right? And I've...
Yeah, well, my mom comes back from the hospital tomorrow, so we're bringing dinner over, and I just don't know how long that's going to go. And so... It was either that or not stream, so...
And my father-in-law's in town, even though he's in town tonight as well. I was pretty free either night. But probably better not to do it on a Friday night when everybody can stay up later. Reverska says, I was confused after getting the notification. Yeah, we like to keep you all on your toes. That's why you should subscribe. If you are not already subscribed, you should subscribe so you know when we go live. Which both of you did, and we were very happy that you did. Okay.
Regenerative healing. Nice.
So they're going to get 2 on the main scheme. Then Spiral is going to scheme against me for 2 plus discard a card from your hand. I get to pick, though. Do you have a stun for next turn?
I have 2 stuns. I can put up to 3 stuns out next turn.
Mockingbird is not necessary then. So it's just two on the main scheme.
Yep. And then all these stuns go off.
Yep. All 3 of them.
Feels good to have so many stuns, right?
Although we are going to have to do something about these guys next turn.
I mean, I can just stun them all again.
I mean, that seems silly.
But does it?
I mean, it's just because it's fun. I mean, we could just kill at some point.
I mean, that's what, like, Berserker Rage is, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could... Well, Slice and Dice does 4 and 4.
Berserker Rage does...
Oh, Berserker Barrage? What you're saying is I should just kill them all?
Well, I mean, I think Slice and Dice is better.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely take out Blob. Actually, that would also take out Card Shark. And... I mean, honestly, if you're going to thwip, then there's no reason for me if you're going to stun both of these. That's the question. Like, I could just put the extra damage. I do have Track by Scent also, which seems like not the worst thing at this point. Just to deal with the threat a little bit. But anyway, it's not my turn. It is your turn.
And counter cards. Yours first.
Oh, hey.
Oh, did you want her to have 8 attack?
8 attack seems like not a little bit of attack with overkill and +1 damage. Oh. By the way.
Man, did I want to flip to alter ego?
I mean, it doesn't matter if you wanted to. It's what you're doing. All right, so
Alright, I'm
you're
first player.
definitely stunning, and we're both alter ego, which is kind of terrible, honestly.
No, I can double life back down.
Oh, you have double life? Sweet.
I do have double life.
So I assume you're
Oh, I have
Jefferson Davis.
swinging though, so I can even confuse.
Yeah, so I assume you're Jefferson Davies to remove a threat.
Yeah, so that would just be off of this though, because it has to be the least.
I mean, may as well, right? There's no reason to hold
Sure.
it. Oh, you can hold it for later. It's an action?
Yeah, I can hold it for later.
Yeah, because if I track by scent, then you can...
Well, I can also swing in, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, if you swing in, and then I track by scent, I get to draw 2 cards, which makes me happy.
Sure, I'm fine with that. All right, so I'll flip up. Let's see.
Pop.
What's a
Sicko.
superpower? Swinging, I need a mental, which is
Flip.
preservation.
Or nightmares.
Do I just pay for strength on flip? There's like no good.
I mean,
It's
maybe
fine.
you don't flip, and we just kill... I can kill both of these, by the way.
Yeah, but you don't want to take a spiral attack for 8.
No, I can't take a spiral attack for 8. That is for darn sure.
So you want flip because it's gonna stun.
I thought you had another way of stunning.
No, I thought it was a web shop. It's a swing in, which I'm fine with. All right, so I'll spend the 1. And the 1 here, which heals me for 1, to swing in for 4,
So it removes 4 threat.
which gives me a confuse on the enemy and a tough for me. That seems like a good trade.
Does it? Actually, why don't I
think
flip
so.
down then? Oh, I'm already down, so that won't work.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, if you're tough.
And then, oh wait.
Well, actually, we don't need to use a confuse this turn. We could both stay up, since you're tough now. The only negative is you'd have to exhaust yourself
The what?
to block for me. Because, unfortunately, the stunned would go off on yours.
Okay. The downside is it will put another counter on.
Yeah, I mean, there's that. I mean, honestly, I kind of want to get rid of this stupid wild mojo. Like, I'm done with
When
that.
are you doing
garbage.
that?
I don't know.
When's that happening?
I mean, apparently not today.
What's wrong?
Because then we could chump again, right? Like, that seems like a super duper important thing. Although all my allies are in my discard pile. I seem to get them all early. So.
Okay, I'll stay up.
Well, I don't know. Is that the right call? You tell me. By the way, you would have Jefferson Davies then. I'm just doing that for you.
Do you want me to stay up then?
Why not?
Okay. I'll flip. Can I will flip before I do my web shot so I can have tough.
And that'll get rid of your tough.
Yeah, the 2 damage.
Who do you want to stun with the other one?
Whoever you want me to.
I mean, who do you want me to kill?
I mean, I think Card Shark's effect seems worse, right?
So kill Card Shark?
Yeah.
And so we'll stun this one.
I think so. I think that's the right call, right?
Yeah, so I think I'm going to slice and dice instead of Berserker Barrage.
I think slice and dice is
Barrage.
better for damage. Damage you take to damage that it does.
Well, honestly, yeah, because I would have to take 4 damage, which would be 6 damage for that. Yeah, that seems like a lot.
And at this point, I'd probably just ditch double life and put Night Nurse out, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Now, unfortunately, Alter Ego, I don't heal at the beginning of my turn, but I'm just flipping up anyway.
Do you have 6 cards, though?
Why?
no, you
Oh, I had to
discarded
discard
for
one
yeah,
from something.
the boost.
So I'm gonna do X-Jet and Berserker Barrage to
Track
track
by
by
scent.
scent. Yep. Remove the last 3 threat here.
Are we just living dangerously right now with this like 8 attack?
I mean, is there another way to live? So I'm gonna slice and dice. I'm actually gonna pay all 3.
Do you
One.
slice and dice or do you lunging strike?
I'm doing both, dude. I'm doing both. Who needs healing? 2, 3.
Don't you need healing?
No. 2 slice and dice, which does 4 here, which kills the shark. And then 4 up here. And guess what? Lunging strike. Oh crap, this is gonna be bad.
No, that's a bad idea, dude.
So with that being said, do you not want me to lunging strike ever this
Well,
turn?
you know what happens when you flip her, right?
Yeah, we draw cards. We get extra cards.
No, and she attacks everyone.
Oh, immediately.
Yes, immediately.
Okay, so yeah, that's a bad idea. How are we going to deal with that ever? Get chumpers and get off of Wild Wild West, right? Like that's the steps that need to be taken at this point.
I mean, we could do it now. It's just we just can't deal with the villain phase, basically.
Yeah. So do I still hold lunging strike and we're going to do it next turn and just pray to God?
I mean, you have another one in your hand deck, right? Because you've drawn like no attack cards.
Yeah.
You just hold regenerative or whatever.
Regenerative healing instead.
Or berserker. Well, I don't know. You're not taking those attacks, so.
I mean, we're not taking attacks when they're attacking for 57 damage.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have instead of paying these cards, right? Because this was my hand. I could have taken 4 damage to slice and dice.
And then you heal.
And then regenerative healing and heal that 4 right back. And then I still
That's
have
probably the right call.
2. Wait. So this was my hand, right?
Well, you also had track by scent you paid for.
Oh yeah, track by scent was this and this. Or
And
this and
X-Jet.
this. Yeah. No. Track by scent I paid for with Berserker Barrage and X-Jet.
Yeah.
Oh no, I that's right. And then I drew into this hand. That's what happened. Okay, that's why I was so confused. So yeah, I had these 3. I drew slice and dice, and into the fray. No, I drew regenerative healing, and into the fray.
No, you had a regenerative healing already.
Oh, I drew lunging strike and into the fray. That's what it was. With those 2 cards. All right.
Yep.
So this is where I am. So I could slice and dice, which I
And then
did.
heal.
Take 4, heal. So if I slice and dice, take 4, heal. I got to pay a card to do that. That lets me hold. I mean, there's no point. We'll just stick with what we did, except instead of paying regenerative healing, I'll pay lunging strike. Although I'm going to be at freaking 12 health next turn. I'll just stick with what I did originally. I'm holding lunging strike. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Holding lunging strike.
Yes.
Don't you have 4 cards left?
No, I have 12 cards left. What do you mean?
I mean, like, so you didn't exhaust. You just hard.
I haven't exhausted yet. Yeah.
No, you didn't exhaust claws. You just paid
yes,
for.
I just paid for it.
Okay. Okay.
So I haven't used my claws yet. If I want to use them, I can. But at this point, I'm not.
I mean, do you just kill Blob?
By hitting him?
I mean,
I actually was thinking about this.
All right, thwart. Yeah, why don't you thwart that down?
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I am going to hold on regenerative healing. instead of lunging strike. And then I could thwart this down. So I thwart 2 myself. And then I'm going to take 2 damage to thwart the last 3.
It's 3.
So that would have been 5 total, right? Oh, it's 3 damage. Yes, correct. All right. So it's cornered. Doesn't matter. So we just draw this anyway and put these back in, right?
What does corner do?
I can.
The actual wording. Flip spiral to her corner side.
So if she had one revealed effect, it would trigger it.
She doesn't, but she does on her other side.
Right. Shuffle this card into the show deck. Can't be canceled. All right. So it just switches it. So, hand size +1.
It's good for us.
Wait, is that all it does? Oh, it gives them a...
Yeah, but it has the amplify icon.
Well, but again, we're allowed to chump now. That's the important thing here when she's attacking for 8 base damage. Right? Like, having the ability to chump and stopping taking 57 consequential damage seems good.
Okay.
Versco says, who's everyone's favorite X-Men hero to play right now? Do you think Rogue and Gambit will take their place as number 1? Maybe that'll be our post-stream discussion. Mine is Storm, currently trying to figure out a fun Justice deck with her. I do like Storm. I honestly like all of them. It's really hard. I mean, Colossus is the only one I'm like less than ecstatic about at this point. All right, so let's ready up and draw up, right?
Yep, +1 card.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, this is a great environment, actually. The fantasy one, it's actually really good.
I mean, when you have stun, confused, and tough, it feels great.
Yes, yes, there is that. So we got 2 there. Wait. Attacking you is stunned. Yours is attacking you, stunned.
All right, I'm blocking for you. Is that how this is working?
You're blocking for me. Draw a boost card. That's a great card to get rid of, by the way.
But the counter does go up?
The counter does go up, yes. All right.
Okay.
Now, I think the counter on the next one's 3, though. Yeah, so it's less likely that she'll flip back over again, by the way. Because the counter's 3 on the next one. Although she does attack everybody, so it's basically 2. Oh, a turn you have, like, 2 stuns would be awesome. Because you could stun and then stun again. You know what I mean? After they attack.
Yeah.
So you got your encounter card. I got mine.
Oh. I'm less excited about that.
Magneto is villainous after they activate against you. I mean, I'll just kill it, right? I have Slice and Dice. Oh, I don't have my other one.
Lunging strike?
Yeah, that's not wonderful. Whatevs.
You could track by scent to draw up.
Yeah, and I would draw... Oh, a Gunslinger. Quick Strike.
He does
pow,
quick
pow,
strike
pow.
too.
Force interrupt. When this minion engages you, before resolving Quick Strike, you can spend 2 lightning resources to deal damage equal to your attack. I mean, I got plenty of
You have the energy to just burn it if you want.
Why would I do that though? I'll take 2 damage here, or I could regenerative healing with those 2 energy for 4 healing. Seems dumb not to just take the damage. Okay. Oh, well, it does prevent me from having to attack it. That's, I guess, the other benefit.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Maybe I burn my 2 regenerative healings?
I don't know. You probably want to use that on track by scent to draw cards, though. You don't know what you're going to draw.
But I could just get rid of both of my regenerative healings, also.
Yeah, but you might want them. You might want them to pay for stuff. You don't know.
Well, Slice and Dice can kill this and yours, by the way. Or get Magneto way down. All right, I'll just take the 2 damage. Fine. All right, I'm first player.
You are first player.
So do I?
Do you want me to damage the villain?
What's the benefit of that?
I just have return the favor. So for 1 damage, I can trade for 5.
Do we need to think about that now? Could you do that on Magneto?
No. Turn the favors villain only.
Only villain. Let me
Yeah.
just start by slicing and dicing, or track by scenting. I mean, I'm basically replacing the 2 cards. Although it's 3 resources I'm losing here.
Yeah, but you also are thwarting the main scheme.
Yes.
You're also trying to now draw.
Oh, I should also heal too, by the way.
Yeah, you're also trying to draw into other attack cards, right? Like that's the main reason to do it.
I mean, do you want me to just Berserker Rage the board right now?
I mean, I'm not going to be sad about it.
I mean, I will definitely have to flip down, but and should I? We'll see if I can also do Logan's Cabin. So I'm gonna regenerative healing for 4. Let's start there.
How important is it to burn these spiral swords down?
I don't know if we can. I mean, that's how many resources are we talking about here? I mean, if we burn them down to 1, that would be pretty good, right? Each, so we don't shuffle them back
4.
in. It's 4 each, though. I mean, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I healed for 4, and then I'm gonna use my X-Jet and my Smash the Problem to Berserker Rage. So I'm gonna do 4 here. Take 2 damage. I have to kill the thing to be able to keep going. That's not as good as I thought it was. That's all right.
I mean, you slice and dice first, right?
Oh, good call. Good call. So
slice
I'll
and dice that.
Take the 3 damage to slice and dice. Sorry, I'm doing this out of order. So that's 3 here.
And then you can Berserker Rage.
Do you want me to kill this with slice and dice? I think so. It's not worth taking 2 damage to do 2 here, right?
No.
Yeah.
How are you killing your cowboy?
Berserker Rage. So I did that first and took the 2 damage already. And now I'm going to do Magneto, and I'll take 2 more damage to do 4 up here. Right? Does that make sense?
Sure. Then you're flipping down?
I can't put Logan's Cabin in. I mean, I have to flip down, right?
Heal? You flip down to heal, right?
Yeah, flip down, heal 6.
Yeah.
Actually, I could have done 2 more damage, or 4 more damage. Should I have done that? Because next turn I can then heal to full, using just to heal again next turn. That's too late. I already retconned too much stuff this turn. It's fine. All right, go for it, Terence.
Trying to think what to do here.
I mean, you clearly web shot.
That would push the villain.
Yeah. And they attack you even if you're down, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's okay. Pinpoint.
I mean, is it okay? Oh, we can chump. We can chump. So yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. Don't forget they do get +1 boost icon, which isn't great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know what you do here, honestly. I mean, the 2 thoughts are you push her and stun her. I mean, you do have 2 chumpers. What does pinpoint do?
It's really good. Just allows me to cycle like web tangle back in my deck.
Gotcha.
I need a lightning.
So when long shot goes away, they go to the enemy discard pile, though.
That's correct.
Which isn't the worst thing in the world, because that means we could draw it again. It's a 0 boost or just a free ally for no reason.
Do I just cycle?
With Genki Lee, see what you get.
Or do I just play what I have?
I mean, you could also flip down.
I think I push. And we can't just hold forever, right?
Yeah. I mean, I wish I had an ally. Is the only negative, but is what it is.
Yeah. All right.
So you do 4 damage, and then another 2.
6. Yep. And stun.
So you do that and stun first.
Yep.
All right. So we get rid of this ally. The good news is that we're probably not going to push this over now and get them cornered again. So at least because it's now up to 3 instead of 2. 1 revealed, spiral attacks. Oh, so they get 17 times 2 is what? 34?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Revealed, attacks each player in player order, even if an alter ego. After spiral activates, place a teleport counter here. All right.
All right, so stun doesn't attack you.
So the cornered card is terrible because that makes her attack again.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Terrible. All right, so now attacks you.
Jumping.
That is a true chump. Oh god. That is a lot. That's a lot of damage.
That's why you gotta have it.
Now that does add a counter.
I will do this. All right, feels good.
What did you just get rid of?
Shut.
Oh.
Exhaustion?
Yeah.
No one likes that card.
No. So remind me what this does. Discard cards from the top of the encounter until you discard Treachery. Reveal it to deal 5 damage. So how are you canceling that?
Spider Tingle, which I use Pinpoint to shuffle my deck.
Got it.
And I think it's like worth flipping down now. What do you think?
So we're both down. I mean, there's 0 threat on the main. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I could jump with Pinpoint.
No, I think you're right. I mean, there's a confuse.
I feel like if there's an advance or something, we're like not advance. If there's an assault, I'm boned, right?
Well, right.
Like no.
Yeah. I mean, so are we gonna start working on these swords ever? What's our thought there?
Or, so she's down to 29.
Or do we just kill her?
The thought is you kill her, right?
Yeah, I mean she's pretty easy to kill usually. All right, I don't hold on to Logan's Cabin. I don't think that seems stupid when I'm about to shuffle my deck. Right?
Oh wait, hold on. Did I shuffle this?
All right, so let's ready up and draw up. By the way, I've used Utopia all of 0 times. So don't forget to draw an extra card as well. I mean, I got better, which is like a super expensive tough. I mean, it's better to just put Angel in, right?
Wait, hold on. I got to shuffle a card in, right?
All right. Well, I'm going to do the villain turn while you're figuring all that out. All right. We had 2 threats to scheme. Villain tries to scheme against me, but cannot. Villain does scheme against you for 2. Plus 1 is 3. Plus this boost here is 4. Which doesn't seem terrible. Then I will draw my encounter card. Past demons. You may flip to alter ego, exhaust to remove it, or I'm stunned and confused. Well, yeah. I mean, there's nothing hard. There's no hard decision there. Bye. All right. You do your encounter card?
I did not. Did you amplify the
Yes, the thwart. Yeah.
Scheme.
Scheme, yeah. She schemed for 2 plus 1 boost.
Here, schemes again.
All right, so it's 2 plus 3 boost is
Oh,
5.
did you put an encounter on
Yes,
that?
I did.
Did you put counter?
I did. So that's 6 more threat.
Okay.
I'm actually trying to think if I did put the counter on there, actually.
I think it should be a 5. So I think
I
it's one
think
away.
you're right. I think you're right. All right.
What are your attack cards, man? Just the one? Lunging strike?
I mean, settle down, brother. It's 1 is 1.
I guess that is a statement.
My hand cannons aren't very useful this turn is the problem. I mean, I'm going to play an ally. Like, that's for sure.
Okay. Do I heal? Alright, let's remove a threat, I guess. Off of this.
Yep.
Might as well.
What does your health get you?
Let's flip up.
So nothing was your conclusion since you decided
Well,
to flip up.
I have what doesn't kill me, which is a heal and a ready.
Yeah.
How much damage can you do this turn? Just the 8?
No, I can do 8 plus 2 plus my 4. So that's 6 more. Oh no, plus 2 more on top of that. So 8 plus 8, 16.
16.
Yes.
I still have to come up with 13.
I
Still
mean,
not enough.
I'm doing the heavy lifting here, brother.
All right.
So you can do 2 for sure. 4 for sure, right? Can you find 9 more? And probably not. 4, 5, 6 more. Hold on. Oh, yeah, that's a 0, 0. That's a problem. Yeah, no.
Sadly, I don't think I can.
It's all good, man. We got plenty of turns left. Everything
Well,
is
the
fine.
problem is mostly she will flip.
He said Peter should have taken stun and confuse instead of exhausting. I could have done 4 more damage if that was true. That is correct. Because I forgot you had Night Nurse out.
Wait, I had Night Nurse. Why didn't you take it?
Because that wouldn't have
Wait,
gotten rid of the card, right?
Wait, what did you draw?
It was Shadows of the Past.
You just discard it. Oh wait, no, you got your obligation. You just discard it, man.
So discard it and take stun and confuse and you Night Nurse me?
Yes, 100%. Remember that time when we were like, I'm not discarding Night Nurse? This is why. I will just heal you for 1, get rid of your stun.
All
Done.
right. Yeah, good call. Good call. When Night Nurse is on the table, I don't need to thwart, is what you're telling me. Is that what the conclusion we've come to here? So
yes.
I could do 4 more damage now. Would that be enough?
Let's see. So I will do this. Web shot, 6 and a stun.
Verska
So
says, I
that's
need to go to
28.
bed, trying to get some sleep before my kids wake up. That would be a good thing.
And I can do what? 2?
Yeah, Brand, I was already counting on the angel readying me with Utopia. No, wait. How much damage have you done?
And I guess pinpoint would do another 2, so you'd have to come with 17. Can you do 17?
Sure. For sure, I could do 17.
All right.
So you're done?
I
think
done.
I'm just gonna stay alter ego this turn and rest up and heal. Is that the move? All right.
See,
I was joking, obviously. All right, so I'm gonna take 3 to do 8.
all right. So that puts it at 9.
I will pay 2 to remove one of these counters. No, to put in the hand cannon, and use the hand cannon for my attack to do 4. Come on. Not to do 4, to do 6. I'm sorry.
I was like, what?
To do 6. Then I will pay.
You have to go with 3 more.
1, 2, X-Jet for 3. Oh no, I only have to pay 2 for Angel.
She's only 2.
Yeah, so 1 for Angel, which Utopia is me to get ready. Angel will attack for 2. Is that enough?
Right. Yep.
All right, I would have done 4 more. Or maybe I just thwart.
That is game.
Actually, what is the goal for this one? I don't remember.
Oh, don't we also want health back? I guess that's a thing.
I mean, too late. Too late. It's fine. So we put long shot in. 1 copy of the play. Expert set each player's health to what it was. We know that. Expert campaign only. May deal themselves a face down encounter card to heal. All right, victory. Is long shot in play? Nope. Or, you've killed long shot off yet again. Check if the name of each modular encounter set used in the scenario. We already did that at the very beginning. Each player may choose 1 support or upgrade they control with a cost of 2 or less. 3 or less if there's less than 10 threat per player on the main scheme. Yes, there's definitely less than 10 per player. We're 12 total. So we can choose up to a 3 cost upgrade. Well, I'm just taking... Oh, X-Jet. Never mind. I was like, I'm just taking Utopia anyway. Never mind.
Is it an upgrade or a support?
I think it's either. Support or upgrade. And we could do the 3 or less. Because, I mean, X-Jet over Utopia all day, every day, right?
Do I take Jefferson Davis?
No. Dude, I'd rather you... Well, you could put him down and then just not choose to do it.
I mean, I put him down, gets him out of my deck, and then he removes one of the 2 threats
that he adds. I mean, wouldn't Night Nurse be better?
I feel like we've used Night Nurse 1 time, and it was useful.
How about Death Focus?
Yeah, I was thinking about Death Focus.
I mean, you can get rid of Jefferson Davis if you want. You're right. It will remove one of the 2 right away, and you know you're going to flip down. So...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's just like, he's annoying to play because he costs 2, you know?
Yes.
But he's like not impactful like Genki Lee. So it's just like, just get him on my deck.
All right, Jefferson Davis it is.
It feels like a lame reason to put him there, but I'm just like...
No, I don't disagree with you. It is annoying.
I like it. Yeah.
So what's your health and what's my health?
I'd put it 7 and 8.
No, you put it on the wrong thing. Not very smart,
player
man.
3 and 4.
Dude, we're player 1 and 2. What are you talking about?
Player 3 and 4.
What? I mean, in a 2-player game, we're player 3 and 4. Brant says good game. Thanks, Brant. No, your tip definitely was... Actually, we would have won anyway, right? Even if I was exhausted. Because we didn't need my 4 damage.
You're short 1.
No, Angel killed it, you said.
No, Angel brought her down to 1. You needed 1 more damage. You were short 1.
Are you calling me a short one? What's going on here?
Sure.
What's up? What's up, Terence? Why I got to be the short one? All right, let's go to our post-stream discussion. So, thoughts on Spiral? Again, let's limit it to Spiral and not talk about the whole campaign yet because we're not done. Thoughts on Spiral and maybe your thoughts on these modulars?
I like Spiral a lot. I think she's the most normal one, I guess. I want to say out of all the ones that I've played in this thing, just because she doesn't have the time pressure, right? And so uh, it does remind me a little bit of some of the other villains that flippy a little bit. But I think her mechanic is probably a little more interesting, which isn't always necessarily positive, but I do think the fact that you can't like damage or thwart the main scheme really turns it on its head and kind of like if you didn't get her on corner quickly, like it can kind of shut down I think some of the momentum that you have as a player.
Yeah, there is a little bit of luck in the draw, right, of the encounter deck. We got lucky. It wasn't the first one, but it was the second one. So you definitely can get lucky. I find it weird that you can do this over and over again, like keep taking the damage. I mean, it's definitely a push or luck mechanic, but with Wolverine, I see no reason not to just.
I mean, it's generally like not a great trade though, right? Like 2 damage for 3 threat is not necessarily a great trade for a lot of heroes.
Well, for most heroes,
maybe the exception.
Well, and don't forget, only Wolverine when he comes in with his adamantium skeleton also, which you don't necessarily have in a non-campaign game. I think this would be much more challenging in non-campaign.
On the stuff that I actually really enjoyed, even with this side, I do really like this deck though. Like I like the show cards.
Yeah.
And that they get like a in the normal games, if you mix them into any other scenario, like they come out when they come out, like in when we played the Magog scenario, right? And so you don't always feel the impact. And I think having that environment is just like we got the Wild West one, the Mojo West.
Yep. Which was
and
painful.
It was really oppressive, right? Like
yeah.
Like you really feel like you're in that show, in that sense of like whatever that environment is, it like is a centerpiece, and I think that is really cool part of the both flavor and translates to the mechanics.
And it combos with the rest of the cards in that set as well. So we got the one last week which said all your obligations get an acceleration on them. And there's just nothing but 5 accelerations in that deck, right? Or obligations in that deck.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you get 2 or 3 obligations in front of you. You're like, I don't really care about that. But as soon as that environment comes out, and now it's got like 3 accelerations, like you all of a sudden care greatly about those obligations. Which you might anyway, but it's just cool that it combos with it. Like this, +1 hand size and plus attacks. I thought, wasn't the villain with this one villainous with the fantasy one?
Yeah, the dragon.
The dragon is villainous, I'm pretty sure.
The dragon sucks.
Dragon is Bull Maduki for sure.
It's right here.
Oh, and sci-fi, they're all these like annoying named villains.
Yeah, they're robot versions of the Brotherhood.
And they all come in with tough. That's what it is. That's the other environment, right? Is they all start with tough, which is just, gosh, if that was up when the dragon comes in at 20 health, retaliate, toughness. Oh, that's true. Retaliate, toughness, double the amount of damage it takes for cards with a printed lightning resource. Okay, that.
You do get to draw like 4 cards, so that's kind of nice. But the 4 boosts is also a thing that catches you off guard because it's a little bit like Russian roulette.
Yes, being in the deck, yeah, because a lot of times you count on max 3 boosts. I mean, it doesn't matter when you got 2 spiral swords fully charged out.
Yeah, I will say these swords are super oppressive.
And I mean, honestly, without stun, confused, and tough, I think Spiral is a pretty tough villain. I think if we want to challenge ourselves one day, we take non-stun and confused heroes against Spiral. That would be a little brutal.
I mean, you definitely need to burn those swords down. Like, that's what you have to do.
Well,
you have to get them down.
You better hope you got fists in your hand.
I mean, you just run Black Panther, right? You just take the power. You just take the money from Wakanda, and you do it.
Sure. I mean, a protection deck. I mean, not going to do that much
I
against
mean,
this.
yeah, I mean, you just bring Shadowcat, right? Like that's the answer. 8 attack, cool story.
Yes, well, yeah, Shadowcat's stupid against this.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think these are definitely some of I mean, they're her weapons, right? It's like in your deck, like you want your tools and toys, and these are definitely for hers, and like you definitely have to respect it. I mean, we played around it, right? It was just like, we can't push her. Do we push her? We need to flip the setting to the next one, so it definitely like factors in the play.
I will say standard not as tough, and I think that's a theme for this whole set. Um,
Yeah,
like the first
because
one,
you don't get the one revealed, which I think is huge.
yeah, the attack. Well, not only that, but well, I guess that is the major thing because like I would have killed her turn 2 with Wolverine if she didn't get lucky and boost into an advance to get that second attack and flip to hidden again. Now, granted, I got a ridiculous starting draw, and Wolverine is kind of stupid for damage.
Yeah, there was a. I was mentioning last time we played how I was playing her.
Yep.
And I did get the counters, and I got a thing that put another counter on her during a boost or something, which then meant like I couldn't
Keep
like damage
attacking.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was like a thing where I like drew my hand. I was just like, okay, I have this thing covered, and I had the like bandwidth to like she could do a thing, but then there's something that basically like screwed up my thing, and then she like got hidden, and I had all these damage cards, and they were like useless now. It felt super bad.
Yeah.
So that can definitely happen to you.
Yeah. But overall, I think she's fun. I mean, we're not grading the whole set yet. We'll do that. So not tomorrow, but next Friday, we're gonna finish out the campaign. I think, right? Are you available?
Yeah, it should be around.
So we'll talk about it. So let's talk about X-Men heroes. What are our favorites so far?
Do you want to go first?
Sure. I mean, I've loved Cyclops. We know that. I love building ally decks. Even more so lately because I feel like there's enough ally hate that they're not broken anymore. You know what I mean? And so I like building ally decks, and I like what he does for allies, and I love like Utopia in the decks and X-Jet, and just I don't know. It's just fun for me to play. And I even like his things where he's putting, whatever's on the villains, those little upgrades that gives them plus damage or whatever. Like, it's fun for me to set up for the entire team to win the last turn because I give +1 damage per attack, right? I mean, we saw how much +1 damage does on one of these upgrade cards. Like, it's just super good. But who else do I think is super good? I think Wolverine is probably the best aggression hero I have seen. He didn't look that great today, but I mean, I've seen games where he could literally burn down stage 1 on turn 1 of the game. So I just think he's super good. He doesn't need a whole lot of build up. Certainly he does better the more he builds up, but it's not like I got a million cards here, I mean, if I was going straight aggression, I wouldn't have these upgrades in. I would literally just have stuff I can use my claws on to just, attack for 1,000,000 damage every turn. So I think Wolverine's fun that way, but I think Storm might be the most powerful and most fun of all. Just because being able to control basically these type of environments every turn is pretty ridiculous. Now, how do weather cards work with environments? Do they not affect each other at all? They don't, right?
I mean, I think you have to apply both effects, right?
Yeah. But they don't, because this says discard each other's setting, environment, in play. But it's not.
Yeah, but it's not a setting.
It's a weather or whatever. Yeah.
I think it is an environment, but it's not
a setting environment.
It's not a setting traded one. And it's permanent, so you can't discard it, actually.
Got it. Yeah. So, I mean, those 3 are my favorite. So, basically, 3 of the what, 6 that have come out so far. I really like, and I don't think any of them are bad. So how about you?
I mean, I think they're all good. I think they're all really strong.
Do you think Colossus is good?
Colossus is good. But he's a 4-card hand size hero, right? Like those are always a little harder generally,
Right.
to kind of play. But I think he's definitely one of the strongest one. He has his resource generator is one of the better resource generators out there. If you can basically, the challenge is his tough economy, right? Like
Right.
how do you handle that?
Well, his challenge is a 4-card hand size and the tough economy. Like it's both things combined.
But I think stuff like Armored Up and Piotr Studio and being able to shuffle Armor Up back in your deck makes him really fun. Like you want to flip him, and I think he has generally more tools to flip down than most 4-card hand heroes.
True.
So I think that kind of thing makes him a really fun hero to play. Is that I don't think he's necessarily the strongest out of definitely the 6 that are out. But I think his fun factor is definitely there. Titanium Muscles is a great card,
Which one's that?
It's his resource generator, but he gets +1 attack even if you get 0 resources out of it, right?
Yeah.
And
then you exhaust it and get resources equal to the number of tough statuses you have.
Yeah, and then his other stat boost, the Iron Will, is also great because you want to be cycling those toughs, and so I think he will get stronger. He's definitely one of those heroes that feels like he will get stronger as the card pool grows too, because there'll be more ways to generate tough probably as time goes on, right? So
sure. And I mean, I don't think he's sad to pay 3 to get a tough, right? Isn't there that card which like nobody ever uses?
Invulnerability, I think he is. I think 3 is still pretty expensive to do it.
Well,
it is a superpower, so you can use Death Focus on that, but
right. But I mean, and he's got 4-card hand size, so it'd literally be dumping his hand for 1 tough.
Yeah, so probably not worth it. But I get like cards like Professor X and other things also help kind of shore up, I think, a lot of weaknesses in this X-Men pool. I mean, Shadowcat, one of the first heroes I played a lot. I really enjoyed. I think she breaks the game in a lot of ways. But like just that puzzle of like the side and the flipping. I think she's the most fun like flipping hero, like form flipping hero.
I was about to say form flipping. She's not going to go down ever. Whereas Colossus, which is interesting because he triggers off a tough, right? So you're like, oh, why would he ever go down? He just has all these toughs, but he wants to go down because every time he flips up, he gets another tough.
Yeah, and you get that 6-card hand. So you're
and the 6-card hand.
So with Armored Up, it's really like a 5-card hand, but yeah, I mean, I think like in the box, like great set of heroes to start, and then I mean, Storm, just the weather puzzle is super fun. So those are probably my top 3. I haven't done a ton of Cyclops, so I think Cyclops will also, because of the hero thing or the ally thing, become really interesting. I think I disagree with you for best aggression. I actually think
for Wolverine
Storm might be the strong. Yeah, I think Storm might be the strongest X-Men aggression in the game.
I mean, I've never seen a hero able to do what Wolverine can do turn 1. Literally,
I mean, not turn 1. I just think like at the end, I think whatever Storm, like between boot camp, team strike, like her team strike is like insane.
What's team strike? Remind me.
You exhaust your hero and any number of X-Men allies and deal X damage to enemies in play, where X is the total attack your characters exhaust this way. But with
she gives +1 attack.
Yeah, with boot camp and Thunders, the Thunder card.
Yeah.
That's +2 attack. So like literally any ally you exhaust is at least +2. And she gets +1 from it too.
But it's 1 attack. That's the difference. With Wolverine, he's doing 2 to 3 attacks, right? Plus his base attack.
I mean that's a 1 resource card for that one attack, and then like all her tools allow you to then ready her. So like you're boosting her attack, you're boosting other stuff. She just has a lot of fun combos where I find Wolverine's super strong but kind of boring for me.
Oh, he is boring. There's no question about it. But he's a great hero for a new player. I mean, because a new player gets to do what they want to do, which is punch the crap out of the boss, right? Without worrying about consequences, really. Because, I mean, at 10 to 14 health, it's not. I mean, it's supposed to be a push your luck mechanic, but I find Wolverine doesn't die very often.
She also makes there was an ally that I was really dubious about that came out in Mutant Genesis. Dust. Have you seen this one? You've definitely seen her. Dust here.
Sorry, remind me. Where is it? Oh.
I pulled it.
So I was
really dubious of her as an actual ally when she came out. Just like why would you ever pay this? It seems very situational, very expensive.
So 1/1 Dust takes +1 consequential damage after the attack if she attacks each minion in play. So the benefit you're saying is you put in that storm, which gives her, or thunderstorm or whatever, that gives her +1 attack. You give her the +1 attack upgrade card, or you give her the
even without it, you just have boot camp and that, and she's hitting everyone for 3.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I mean, it's cheaper to just give her the +1 attack, and then the consequential damage doesn't hurt her as much either, right? Because +1 attack +2 health seems real good.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just like the calculus on her changed. I think like in Storm, right? Like.
Sure.
I mean, it just like because you have easier ways to get the setup. Like, anyone can play boot camp and her training to get her to 3, right?
Well, and here's the interesting part. It's each minion in play. It's not each minion engaged with a single player, which I think
it's each minion in play.
This might be the first time we've ever seen that wording, right? I'm trying to remember.
Ground stop hits everything in play.
But that's allies too, right? Or no? Is it just
no? Ground stop hits all enemies in play.
Is it just for 1? Always though.
Yeah, 2 costs for 1 to everything, which feels really expensive generally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think like Storm definitely changes the calculus on the value of certain cards, which has been fun.
Well, and just having a bunch of little allies that all get +1 attack, I mean, that just feels good,
Or +2 now, right? Like, potentially.
Again, if you've got, and she had a resource generator too, right? Or is it just if you change that 1 form, you draw an extra card?
No, you don't draw cards with her. You have to get the clear skies to draw cards. Her resource generator is her crown, which generates the printed, so you can only ever get 1 out of it.
Yeah, but no, there is something where you draw a card. One of the storms.
That's clear skies. It's clear skies. If you flip into it, you can draw a card.
Yeah, so I mean, the nice part is if she needs that 1 resource, she can just do that. And theoretically, you should never be taking retaliate because it's an action to switch forms, and so you could just change with that action at the end of your round, and then change back at the beginning of your next round to something else, theoretically. Now, we found that wasn't the case because you kept getting tough planked off of you from the retaliate and got annoyed with me. But
Yep. Just Shattuck changes the calculus of the game too, right? Like, just the order of things is different with her, and I think that's what makes her a fun hero. She's probably my top.
Yeah, I figured she'd be your favorite.
Just because she was fun to solve, I think, as a puzzle. Storm was too, actually. Those are probably my 2 favorite ones. I feel like the ones that haven't gelled as well for me yet is probably Phoenix. I think there's some strong. She's definitely a strong hero. I
mean, she has
she'll get
3
better
thwart
over time
to start, and I mean, if you're not
but
scared,
basically go to Spectrum, right?
Well, but if you're not scared of Dark Phoenix, you can go from 3 thwart to 3 attack, and she's got 4 extra resources to start, which is pretty good. Like, that starts in play with 4 extra resources.
I feel like part of her kit for me didn't excite me as much. Like she has strong cards for sure.
She's definitely a good push your luck hero, I feel like. But she's just so
Uh,
freaking scary with that Dark Phoenix stuff.
I think mental paralysis. No, not mental paralysis. The mind control is her most interesting card in her kit. The one where you can control a minion. But I
Is that
think what
though?
will
I've never
be
done that.
I have I've controlled a Sentinel that has like 8 health, and that's been fun.
Well, sure.
Um, uh, I think the thing that kind of sucks for me with her is like if you don't go unleashed, like half her like a third of her cards feel like basically at half strength, right? Like you don't get the kicker.
Yeah, I mean, I
Um,
think you just have to
and
not be scared of Dark Phoenix and just go for it, right? But she is
well,
she.
but you might need the thwart, right? Depending on
Oh,
what
of
it is.
course.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But she truly feels push her luck to me. Unlike Wolverine, which I think was the plan for him to feel push her luck, and certainly Star Lord feels push her luck. I feel like she feels very powerful, but also scary. Like,
Wolverine is push your luck an expert, I think. Like you can't be his two heal is two heal, but it's not enough if you don't have enough like jumping and other stuff.
sure, if you don't have a
Like
dedicated blockers, yes.
yeah, like if you take 2 to 3 damage for your attack, that two heal doesn't help you keep you alive, right? Like it is just there to pay for the fact that you paid for a card, which
Oh,
is great
sure.
economy, but yeah, I mean it is pretty easy to like in solo, like it's pretty easy I think to go down if you're not careful.
Well, I think
Uh
in solo you have to flip down more, just and deal with and count on his thwarting until you really get those big attack turns.
yeah, one thing I will say is I think one of the fun things about the heroes so far that have come out is that there is definitely more than one aspect. Like there's multiple ways to build each of them that are fairly viable, right, and fun.
Yeah.
And I think they've done a good job on that part. Like I actually think one of the interesting things to like I want to watch with Phoenix is all the psionic cards that are going to come out. Like for sure we're going to get more psionic heroes in these like other 2 cycles, I'm hoping.
Yep.
And so there's going to be more psionic cards, which will just make Phoenix more interesting. I think like aggression is probably the most interesting for me for Phoenix because the psychic assault I think is the strongest psionic traded card.
Yeah.
Because it like getting confused in aggression I think is super strong.
Yes. Well, and
With
it
cost
also
of one.
lets you use the thing to pull allies out to, whatever that is. And even if you,
Cerebro, yeah.
Cerebro, and even if you don't use the ally, the best part about pulling out allies in Cerebro is it's an extra card in your hand, right? I mean, for whatever cost you paid for it up front, but having an extra card is always good. And certainly being able to pick any ally in your deck is pretty darn good too.
Yeah, it's the one support that actually combos with Danger Room
Yes.
because you get to do them both
In Alter Ego. Yeah, no, that would be a fun Cyclops deck to build. And I kind of tried to build it at one point. The problem is with Cyclops, he doesn't have Psionic himself. He has to count on getting somebody else in play to get him that. Otherwise, he's only looking at 5 cards.
There's only like 3, right? There's Psylocke, Phoenix, and Professor.
And to be fair, he's got Phoenix. Professor only stays in play 1 turn, so it's not reliable. So it's just Psylocke and Phoenix basically for him. That stay long term.
But to be fair, I think Phoenix is the strongest signature ally.
She's really good. I don't know. Jubilee's pretty damn good too.
Like there's a leadership deck that I've built that I've not played that I want to play at some point. I was talking to someone about it, but it's basically like you play leadership Cyclops to basically recur Phoenix to basically keep recurring full Optic Blast.
Yeah, that's
or full
good.
blast, right? So you can basically play it like almost every other turn.
I mean, that's good because Optic Blast is pretty stinking good.
Full blast.
Or full blast,
like 8 additional damage on top of your 3, so you're doing like 11.
And it's overkill.
And it's overkill like every turn.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, it's good.
Like
Oh, and piercing, by the way,
Uh,
in case you were wondering.
Yep. So I think that would be fun because it's an enter play on Phoenix, so you can either make the call, you can regroup, you can rapid
Now, it has to
response. All
come
those
up
things
in
will
your deck,
trigger that.
right? Like, I know you get to keep putting it into your deck. You shuffle it in, right, with her?
No, you put it into your
Oh,
hand,
God.
dude.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So you literally get to like if you can recur Phoenix reliably, you can literally pull full blast into your hand every time Phoenix comes into play.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Although you have to get Phoenix and Full Blast. You
Yeah, I
know,
mean that's but you have to me my X-Men now, right? In
yeah.
leadership. Search the top 5 cards for an X-Men. You get it when you play to my X-Men if you can pull her out of your deck. And then she comes back in your hand, you can play her again next turn.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, that would be fun. Maybe you build that one because, or build it for me. I wouldn't mind playing it. Like I love Cyclops. Um,
Yeah, I mean I haven't played tested. I don't actually know how good it is, but on paper it sounds good. The
Cyclops
theory craft is there.
is probably my favorite of the heroes. To answer the honest question though, I've had the most fun with him. I love like just the cool combo stuff he can do. Makes me super happy. He's not as strong as Storm. I don't think he's as strong even as Wolverine, but I think he's more fun for me than both. Um,
Really? I thought Storm was like your favorite.
Storm's pretty stinking good. I mean,
I mean, she's second in command, second leader.
yeah, she's pretty stinking good. I mean, it's one of those two for sure. Wolverine I like if I just want to kill some stuff, and like I said, I love having a Wolverine deck on me at all times because if I'm playing with a new player, I'm almost always gonna have a Wolverine deck and suggest it.
Have you explored Wolverine out of aggression? Like I feel like there's I think protection with the claws or the berserker rage is like an interesting build
But you
potentially.
have to take damage for that one, right?
Yeah, from enemy attack.
Yeah, yeah, you have to take the damage. So maybe a healing aggression or protection. I mean, I'm sure he'd be good
Yeah,
in justice too,
I mean
right?
you just run defendless, right? Like you run energy barriers and then you run uh like you could use like tech to basically ready him and
Yeah,
give him plus whatever. And then you know you're drawing cards if you're taking on attacks. If you do the hard knocks, I think is the 3 cost thing that does 4 damage, and if you kill an enemy, you get tough. So you could use claws to do like a 4 piercing to an minion, kill it, and then get tough out of it.
yeah, that's pretty good.
So there's definitely like cards there for sure.
Yeah, yeah. All right, well, it is weeknight. It's almost midnight here on the East Coast, so I am going to sign off now. But thank you, Terence. Thank you for the game, as always. Thank you for the discussion, as always. I don't know. I'm having fun. Like, this X-Men wave's pretty good. I'm going to try to reach out to Fantasy Flight. I got to remember to do it. I might even write the email tonight and see if we can't get another preview card for everybody. So, who knows? Maybe in that week and a half, we'll have a preview for one of the 2 new heroes coming out. But I don't think they come out till January, so it's pretty early to start previewing that stuff. We'll see.
I think it's February for Rogue and Gambit
Oh, okay. You think early
because
February?
well, because they skip December usually every year
Yep.
in their thing. So like it's like 2 months, but you don't count December. So it's like we aren't getting it until February is what I've heard.
I think we've got so much stuff out right now that there's plenty to play. I don't think anybody's going to be short on content for a long time. So that's for sure.
Yeah, but I think if that's February, then I mean 2 months out of that, you're talking about April. I think potentially for the next box, if they're keeping on the 2 month timeline.
Yeah. And then I'm sure there'll be a big release for Gen Con as well. So, all right. Well, thanks again, Terence. Awesome playing with you as always. And we will talk to everybody soon. Bye.
Bye.